All right, we are headed to go and find my lovely wife. Where is she? That chick right there. A famous pancake. Let me tell you about this pancake. It's like this thick, okay? It's freaking ridiculous. And she's celiac, so she can't eat a lot of gluten. But when we're in Europe, and part of the reason we like coming here is because she can eat gluten in Europe. She still can't eat it for like 2 weeks straight, but she can have plenty of gluten and feel fine. So it's something they do with their flour that makes a lot of sense. Something we don't do in America. I think that's about to get fixed. But something I wanted to talk about this morning, and check out this. It's beautiful. Walk into this pancake place. We're good. We're good. That guy's pissed. Uh-oh. That's okay. He'll get over it. Freaking. You know he's thinking, stupid Americans. I'm about to get turned into roadkill. Somebody asked me recently why I started a YouTube channel. A couple of reasons. And I gotta kind of start this out with, I guess, my personality profile. So my Myers-Briggs is an INFJ, and I have ADHD. That's at least what they call it. Now they come up with other names, like neurotypical. Like when I sleep, my wrists are like this, you know, like a freaking dinosaur. I don't know. But the thing with an INFJ personality, or God's gift, I guess, everyone has like a gift. I'm not like a super smart kid, right? But I see patterns, and I kind of feel like at times I can predict things. What I've discovered over the years is predicting things is simply seeing the pieces of the puzzle before a lot of other people see the pieces of the puzzle. And what I discovered in business is that's the ability to see market dynamics. Maybe not before anyone else does, because there's analysts that are way smarter than I am, but intuitively to see market dynamics. What is market dynamics? It's basically my simple man's, I guess, definition will be where the market is moving towards, or pieces of things that are happening in culture and being able to stitch those things together to create market dynamics. Folks ask me, well, why did you start basically like manufacturing before it was cool, or before anybody else was, or why did you start manufacturing when everybody else said it was a bad idea? It was market dynamics. When we started building the factory, it was 2012. As I was building the factory, my papa, my grandfather, I'm Greek, right? So my papa was getting older, and my papa fought in World War II and was part of that greatest generation. And during building the factory, he died, and he never got to see it. When that happened, something else happened. I had young kids, and so I saw this lack of opportunity for my kids to learn from my papa, from my grandfather, from the greatest generation. As a Gen Xer, myself, along with all the other Gen Xers, got this firsthand knowledge of them. You know, the Great Depression. We heard it from them, the Great Depression, how they survived the Great Depression, what their families did. We learned about World War II. And we got that knowledge firsthand, and our kids, they won't get that. And so I saw a real misunderstanding of history, because I felt like I was going to get lost. Now, The other thing that was happening during this time was we were about 20 years into this brain drain, knowledge drain with manufacturing as the skills and machineries went overseas. And I remember my papa telling me about working in the Peabody canneries in Peabody, Massachusetts. And my great yaya talking to me about working in the Lowell spinning mills. And so they used to romanticize about these stories working in these mills. But there weren't any mills left. And they still used to talk about them before they passed. And so the market dynamic for me was, if you imagine a triangle, you have the greatest generation, okay? And in the next corner, you have the boomers, the baby boomers. And in the other corner of the triangle, you have the fort builders. And for me, Gen X was the fort builders. And as the triangle shifts, okay, greatest generation, baby boomers, fort builders, Gen Xers, the triangle is going to shift. The greatest generation, the point in that triangle is going to be gone. And so it's going to be the boomers, the Gen Xers, and then our 20-year-old kids and, you know, Y and Z, not millennials, Gen Y, Gen Z, etc. They're going to be the only ones on the point of the triangle that don't have the knowledge firsthand. Think about that for a second. 2 generations with direct knowledge, one raised by the greatest generation, one heard the stories from the greatest generation of the war, of tooling up and manufacturing, of the mills and factories, and another generation who the only thing they know is digital. They are a digitally native generation. They don't watch CNN or Fox News. They get all their information from the internet, TikTok, YouTube, etc. So they're not plugged in to the same news source. And my son said something to me when he was 12 years old. He said that his whole friend group only gets their news from these places, and they don't trust traditional media. And I thought, well, who's going to tell them the stories, the real stories, the way they were meant to be told? And I'm starting to put together market dynamics. If I can teach these kids about history through manufacturing, and if I can remind the Xers what they've lost as their grandparents started dying, we've got something really special. We've got a way not to just show history and tell history, but for folks to experience the heritage that built this country. And the wave inside of that triangle fits the wave of freedom. That is the Origin wave. That's why it's the greatest brand that's ever existed. Hands down. Show me another one. That sounds egotistical. It's not egotistical, it's just the truth. It's the truth. There's so much soul in that wave, so much meaning in it, because it's going to tie lost generation and new generations together through our mission and ultimately through the story and manifested through the product. All right, so that's the beauty of like the personality. Now the bad side of having this type of personality is, you know, like you have a lack of attention. You jump around and do a lot of things, but you're always out in the world finding patterns. So now comes the YouTube channel. Why the YouTube channel? I saw another market dynamic. I was talking with a boomer, and he's my advisor, and he just sold his business for $1.4 billion. And he started a new venture, and he basically in his retirement, he's building this maple syrup farm. It's called a sugar bush, and he has like 10,000 trees tapped to make maple syrup. I said, what are you doing with the product? And we were sitting on this beautiful dock overlooking this majestic lake up in the woods of Maine. And he said, I'm just selling it wholesale. I said, what do you mean you're selling it wholesale? He's like, oh, I'm selling it by the barrel, like 50-gallon barrel. I said, so you just have everything in barrels and you're selling it wholesale? He's like, yeah. And I said, well, why not sell it retail? And he's like, I don't know about that. And so we started talking about the process, and he said that through reverse osmosis, he not only gets a more viscous product to actually distill down. They call this distillation. Just you evaporate it, right? That's how you distill maple syrup. You evaporate the water vapor, and the sugar content grows, right? So you end up with maple syrup. On the other end, you end up with super pure water from a tree. I said, man, if I was you, I would package both of those things. I would package the syrup, I'm not going to give you the brand name that I thought of. I would package the syrup as one thing, and I would package the water as another thing, as a single source. Both of them come from the same source. You have this incredible juxtaposition of sugar, syrup, natural, and clear, clean water, natural, from a single source. And his eyes kind of lit up, and he's like, I don't know if I have the energy for that. And I thought that was fine. Like it's fine if you don't have the energy, but it really got him thinking. It got this boomer thinking about not stopping at his 5th decade of opportunity. They've heard me talk about the 4 decades of opportunity. From 0 to 20 you're learning, from 20 to 60 you're doing, and hopefully at 60 you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. But anything great in life takes a decade. It's gonna take 10 years. So I saw this fire in his eyes, and he felt something he hasn't felt in a long time. And I just thought it was great that he was re-inspired. And so that was one moment where I was like, man, I should maybe put more out there as far as like brand is concerned, and kind of this new way of thinking, because he's not doing direct to consumer sales. Like he doesn't know anything about that. Like he's not even thinking about it, this direct to consumer thing. He's never had a website. He's always done everything wholesale. And there's like a new model. Hold up. What are you gonna get mashed by a car, babe? She walking through Paris like a damn Yankee. Come on now. Was putting this knowledge out there in a simple, non-geek form, right? Just like simple ideas, like, you can do this and you can do that, and there's technology for this and that. And so boomers aren't really paying attention to that stuff. The second part for me of this market dynamic of starting this YouTube channel was simple. Over the last few months, AI has taken over. I mean, you have AI personalities, beautiful lighting, you have AI writing and voiceovers, and it sounds almost natural. Like, you have this incredible AI thing. And if we're not careful, it's gonna all of a sudden become a knowledge base. The problem with that, and I love AI, but the problem with that, until I have to murder it, right? Until, if that's where we stayed, babe, then we're going the wrong direction. You have this incredible technology until it becomes sentient, and I gotta become John Connor, you know what I'm saying? Get on that XR 100 with an AR strapped to the back, go take out the machines. But it's not at that point yet. And so you have this technology, and its whole frame of reference is the written word. Okay, it can't read video. It can't read video yet. So it can reference writing, studies. I'm not sure if it can deep dive into books, every page of books, but it can reference books too. And it can put pieces together and present you back information. The problem with AI is, even though it has this deep knowledge base, it doesn't have experiential knowledge. All right, and there's different types of knowledge. And the one that is most valuable to me is experiential knowledge. It's when you've gone through something and done something. That's when you get the knowledge. That's when you get those calluses. That's as you as you build those new synapses in your brain. And so I was like, wow, everyone is gonna go to AI for this information. It's gonna feel curated. It's gonna look curated. It's gonna sound curated. Let me do something the opposite of that for the next generation, right? So the same triangle, the boomers are in one corner, the Xers are in another corner, and then our kids are in the following corner. And I was like, let me create a content engine that is just truth and raw and real and honest and unfiltered. Let me do the opposite of AI, all right? So I see this market dynamic. People want to hear the truth. They're gonna start missing that in another 5 or 10 years. They're gonna start missing the truth from a human, and I'm a human. And so that experiential knowledge is coming out of my head to you for free, unscripted. I'm not referencing data or sources. I'm only referencing 25 years of being in business, 25 years of self-actualization. I'm not getting paid for it. It's just the truth. Okay, so this is me in a real place, walking, talking to you, with no other cameramen, no lights, a little bit of audio, and I'm just bringing you into my life. And I just feel that everyone else is doing something different. Everyone else is trying to sell you a course. Come to this event, come buy this course, spend $500, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $100,000, and come learn from me, because I am God's gift to the world and to business and to fitness. And they are curating themselves. And guess what? AI is gonna kick their ass. In this market that I see developing, in these market dynamics, they're gonna lose, because you can go to a sentient source and you can get that information, but you can't get this, baby. You can't get the reels. And so we'll see how this YouTube channel does. We'll see if it grows, if people are interested in it. I don't know if they will be, but maybe in 20 or 50 or 100 years, they're gonna come back here and they're gonna watch these videos, because they're gonna say, that dude gave it away for free, and he gave it to you real. Because at some point, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference. So, that's me doing me. Now you do you.
Oh, until 12 o'clock. So
They're called fluffy pancakes, and they are gravity-defying pancakes. I think I saw her smile. Good? Now we just need the pancakes.
that's a good one, Monkey. Is it? Oh, Mom's getting creative.
What is she doing?
Didn't you get one? Mom's working
I got
in the
one.
art department over here.
What are you working in the art? Oh,
Good. Coming up with
oh, she's writing some names for this new sling pack. Joe came up with a name.
Slang.
The sling. He called it the sling. Real original.
his and not mine. No, that's Gabby. No, he ordered one.
Isn't it a sling? I think it already is a sling. Oh. Wow. These are the famous
Thank you.
fluffy pancakes. Oh, come
Wow.
on.
Look at the size of these.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell the people, Amanda. Tell the people. Oh, quiet. It's like walking into a church. She's having a spiritual experience.
Best I've ever had. The fluffiness. I know. It's like, it's not biscuit. No.
How do they do that?
I don't know. You got it.
I know.
You want a piece?
I want to try it.
Oh, get it before the ice cream melts.
All right, this chick is happy. This sets the tone for the rest of the day.
Oh, man.
Doesn't matter. We had to walk. almost 3 miles to get here. Doesn't matter. What matters is we're putting a smile on our face for the day. Thank you. This is what she recommended. This is, I don't do pancakes, but come on now. This is what I love about France. The food is ridiculous. I mean, you've heard of French cuisine, but we're gonna see if this maple syrup is real. Of course, I used to make maple syrup, so I have a small sugar bush, not as big as the guy I was telling you about. His sugar bush is like 10,000 taps. I'll have to take you there sometime. It's crazy with all the reverse osmosis and everything. But if this French maple syrup is real, it means they're importing it. And if they're importing it, it means somebody's exporting it. How do I do this?
They make their own.
Let's see. That's not very good. I wonder how the French would respond to real Maine maple syrup. Now, that's a blue ocean strategy. Exporting those 50-gallon drums to France to put on these freaking pancakes. And Amanda coaxed the recipe out of her. So the way they make these pancakes is they whip the egg whites, and they combine their mixture. Then they put it in a pan. They steam it. They don't just fry them. They steam them and allow them to rise. And it takes 20 minutes to create this pancake. They're unbelievable. So I asked her, I said, what is this? What do you like so much that it's fluffy? And she said everything. The taste, the texture, the full experience. That's the full experience of French cuisine, which in my book is #1 in the world.